The first OnePlus Ace Pro went global as the OnePlus 10T. The next one, the Ace 2 Pro, never had a global launch. So will the OnePlus Ace 3 Pro, go global as the OnePlus 12T, or will it be restricted to the confines of China? Now that is a question only OnePlus can answer. But if you're curious to find out what exactly does this phone have to offer, well, you are in the right place. If this is your first time here, or in case you just don't remember, my name is Ash, you're watching C4E Tech, and let's get started. The box is standard OnePlus red with big bold Ace branding up top. I picked up the base version myself, which is 12256. So let me go ahead and use this pull tab to rip the cover off. And as we open the box up, we see more Ace branding to the side, bold. Now once you open it, the first thing you see is a red insert with Never Settle on it. This one, it houses the SIM ejector tool, some regular leaflets, OnePlus and Never Settle stickers, and finally, a soft case. Now moving on, actually, you know what? See that area around the camera? There is no elevation here. This is one of the few cosmetic changes on this phone. Talking about which, let's get the Ace 3 Pro out of its protective wrap. Guys, I picked up the silver version. This comes with a glass pack. OnePlus also offers two different colors with two different materials. So the green, that comes in vegan leather, and the white, that's ceramic. Now this is what I was talking about, the area surrounding the camera. It doesn't have a bump anymore. It's just a line to keep that design language still going, which is something I appreciate. Now as the OnePlus Ace 3 Pro boots up, let me put the case on to show you how it looks from the back. Now digging further in, we've got the typical OnePlus red cable, USB Type A to Type C, and that is followed by a 100 watt SuperVOOC charger again. Now this phone, you know what? Let me cut to my Ace 3 video for a quick second.
The battery capacity, that's slightly increased. It's 5500 mAh. Personally, I'm very happy with this trend. Brands are starting to include higher than 5000 mAh capacity batteries in the phones. Awesome.
And this time, OnePlus have pushed past even that. The battery capacity is a whopping 6100 mAh, and they've managed to do that without really increasing the dimensions or the weight, and instead choosing to go for newer silicon carbide tech. Now, assuming the battery efficiency is similar to what we saw on the OnePlus 12, which given the hardware and software similarities, there's no reason for it not to be, then we'd be ending up with 15% better battery life on this, which would be a great pro for the end consumer given the OnePlus 12 had excellent battery life to begin with. With the included 100 watt SuperVOOC charger, this is gonna take a little longer to charge, sure, but 36 minutes to 100%, now that's nothing to scoff at. The next change from the Ace 3 or the OnePlus 12R is the chip on the inside. The Ace 3 Pro, it's powered by the flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, and in addition to the regular RAM storage options, this time there's a top 24 gigs of RAM, 1TB of storage SKU. OnePlus is positioning this as a performance powerhouse, and you don't get to be a performance powerhouse with just the raw power, right? The raw power helps, sure, but you also need the cooling, and OnePlus seems to have got that done, kinda. Now the Ace 3 Pro, it runs warm, sure, but it doesn't throttle as much as other non-gaming 8 Gen 3s. In a 3D Mark stress test, for example, it managed to retain over 70% of its peak performance after 20 minutes of being continuously pushed. And with actual gaming, the Ace 3 Pro was solid. Now the display here, like most other things, it hasn't changed. It's still a Gorilla Glass Victus 2 covered LTPO AMOLED panel with a 120Hz refresh, 1.5K resolution. HDR peak is 4500 nits, hits over 1700 nits under auto mode. So it's the same stellar display from the Ace 3 or the 12R. Like I said, most things here remain unchanged. It's just the design around the cameras, the material choices, the SoC on the inside, the battery. These are the only things that have changed. The rest of it, it's the same stereo speakers, the same IP65 rating, the same metal frame, the same triple camera array. Now before we talk about pricing, let's once again quickly cut to my Ace 3 video.
Primary is the same Sony IMX890 sensor that we saw on last year's flagship OnePlus 11. Here it's paired with a f1.88 lens that has optical image stabilization. Under well-lit conditions, the images, they turned out just fine. There's a good amount of detail, the images look textured, the dynamic range, I'd call it above average. There is no Hasselblad tuning though, so colors aren't as good as you'd see on flagship phones from OnePlus, but it's alright. Even under low light, the image is, again, above average for the segment. Video, there's no 8K support, but 4K 60 is available and the footage looks just fine, quite stable. Now the secondary is a regular 8 megapixel ultra wide, pretty standard, nothing special. The third sensor is a useless 2 megapixel macro, so nothing to say there. For selfies, OnePlus seems to be using the same 16 megapixel sensor as the last time around. It shoots nice detailed selfies with natural skin tones, but the selfie video is a huge letdown. It's capped to 1080-30. Big negative. And it's still the same 1080-30 on a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 of all things. It's really sad.
Here are some samples from the Ace 3 Pro that I shot. As you can see, the performance is identical, though the ISP has technically changed. While the Ace 3 Pro is not going to compete with camera-focused flagships of today, the cameras, especially the primary, it's pretty competent. If you are looking for a phone that's focused on performance, that doesn't break the bank, but has okay or slightly above average cameras, the OnePlus Ace 3 Pro looks to be that flagship you'd need. Now, from a software perspective, given this phone is a China exclusive, at least as of now, it's running on ColorOS built atop Android 14. If it were to go global, it should, as always, launch with Oxygen OS. So, anyone here interested to see a OnePlus 12T this year? In China, the Ace 3 Pro starts at 3199 renminbi, which converts to about $440 US or 37,000 Indian rupees, which in my humble opinion is extremely competitive pricing. What do you think about this phone, about the pricing, about a potential global launch? Let me know in the comments below, and I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Ash out.